Leilani Keys, and I'm an assistant principal here at Albemarle High School, and today we're talking about Hispanic heritage.
And I'm Gabe, and I'm a senior here at Albemarle.
So tell me a little bit about, if you can each tell me a little bit about sort of your family lineage and where you're from.
Well, I was born in El Salvador. As far as I know, my whole family was born and raised there. I'm from the capital of El Salvador, San Salvador, and I came here when I was 11.
Awesome. So my grandfather, his whole family moved from Puerto Rico when they were little, and they moved to Hawaii. So actually, my grandfather was one of the first children in his family, and he moved here. And then later on, there were other children who were born, but they all lived in Hawaii. And so I am Puerto Rican, I'm Hawaiian, and I'm Portuguese.
So can you each talk a little bit about sort of the most valuable thing that you feel has been passed down to you by your cultural ancestors?
Okay. So for me, like one important thing has always been like respecting my elders. Like I was always taught like respect them, don't like talk back, like treat them good. And like something else would be like food itself. Like I love food. Like I would eat like Hispanic food like every single day, all the time. Yeah.
What's your favorite dish?
Definitely pupusas. My mom loves to make them almost every day. Like,
She makes really good pupusas.
Yeah,
I
she
know.
does.
She
Yeah.
does.
like she'll make them for breakfast and dinner, like almost like every single day. I love it.
Your mom's an awesome cook.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, okay, so I think that one of the most important things for me about my Hispanic heritage is the appreciation that my grandfather's family had when they came here from Puerto Rico. When they were there in Puerto Rico, there had just been 2 massive hurricanes on the island, and it tore their house apart and it tore their community apart. And so when they moved to Hawaii, they were hoping for a fresh start. And my grandfather and his mom, who we called Golita, they were so appreciative to be in Hawaii, and they were so appreciative for what they had, to have like a community, to have a home, to have a family there. So I try to be like that too. I try to be appreciative for what I have, because we both know, like all over the world, not everybody has what we have here.
Let's talk about cultural heroes. Who are some people in Hispanic cultural history that each of you admire and emulates a little bit?
Yeah, it's a hard question, but like for me, like one of my heroes since I was a kid has to be Eugenio Derbez.
Who's that?
He's an actor. He's Mexican. He's been like in shows, movies. I remember like since I was a kid, I would go to my uncle's house and with all my cousins we would watch all his shows and stuff. Like it was fun. Like all his movies are like comedy and stuff. Just really good, and like I love the movies. And I feel like something else that I admire. It's like artists, like singers and stuff, because like they represent us. Like not only like they're like country, but like everyone's Hispanics, which is like it's really like important for me. Yeah.
That's awesome, Gabe. So I could name a lot of Hispanic people, artists, singers, musicians, politicians that I admire very much. But I would say that somebody I've been thinking about a lot lately is someone probably, you might not even know who this is. Do you know who Rigoberta Menchú is?
Nah.
She was an indigenous woman in Guatemala, and she fought for indigenous people's rights. So a lot of people don't know this about Latin America, but there's like indigenous people who are like Native Americans here, and they live there. But there was Spanish people who came over, and a lot of times the indigenous people were colonized and treated very badly. But she stood up for the rights of indigenous people. And I think about her more and more now, because a lot of our students who are coming to the United States are from indigenous cultures. And, they might not speak Spanish as their first language. They might have an indigenous language. And so she just talked about the rights of the people and how important it was for us to value all human beings.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
So the next question, and you guys touched on this a little bit when you were talking about food and things, but what are some cultural customs, traditions, or celebrations that you continue to enjoy?
That's a good one.
You already said a pupusa.
Yeah.
What else?
I would say like for Christmas, like my family, every single Christmas, we would make pan con pollo, which is like it's just like a sandwich. It's bread.
That's like bread with chicken.
It's so good. Like
Pan con pollo.
See, something that we wait for like the whole year. Like we can't wait for it to come already, and like it's like time for everyone to be together. And that's like kind of like something that holds the family.
That's wonderful. Yeah, you have a really nice family. Tell me the question again, Mr. Brzezinski.
Some cultural customs, traditions, or celebrations that you continue to enjoy.
So, okay, I'll tell you a story. Okay, do you know my second oldest son? My second oldest son just went away to college. Okay, you probably don't know him. He just graduated from Albemarle High School and he went away to college. And this weekend, does your mom have GPS on her phone where she knows where you are at all times?
No.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, I have GPS on my children, so I know where they are at all times, right? Okay, so I looked at his location just randomly, and he was at home. He was supposed to be in Washington, D.C., but he was actually at home. And so I went to his room, and I was like, hey, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be at school. He said, I really wanted you to make soup for me. I was like, what? So I ended up on Sunday making soup that is traditional for us. I make chicken tortilla soup, but it has a Puerto Rican flair. That means there's oregano, there's cilantro, there's garlic, tons of garlic. And that's why he came home. And so that's really what brings us all together is the food. The food.
Excellent. Last question, and this is the deep philosophical question. What does it mean to be Hispanic American? How does the blending of cultures impact your sense of identity?
Go ahead. You want me to go first? You want to go? No, you go. Yep. You go. You go. Okay, you think about it. Okay. So I think about this a lot because I'm a multiracial, multi-ethnic person. So I'm not just Hispanic. I have Portuguese blood, I have German blood, I have Hawaiian, indigenous Hawaiian blood. And I think about how different my experience is here in America compared to my grandfather, my grandmother. Their lives were so different. They weren't even American. They moved to Hawaii at a time where Hawaii wasn't the United States yet. So I have a completely different experience to them. Sometimes when they talked about their lives, I was like, that's not like my life at all. It's very different. So I think being the child of someone who immigrated here or being like the third generation of American is very different from being somebody who just came to the United States. What do you think it'll be like for your children someday or your grandchildren? Do you think that they'll have the same cultural experiences as you?
I've given a thought about this like before, like with my nephews and stuff. And I've seen that, like, I grew up, like, half of my life back in El Salvador. And, like, I remember, like, all the stuff that I used to do, like, go out and have fun with my friends, like, at school, at recess and stuff. But, like, now here, like, it's not the same. Like, it's also, like, with, like, the opportunities that we have over here. Because, like, the life I remember back in my country, it was, like a whole different reality from here.
Yeah.
And like, cause I remember like I couldn't really always go out, so like the times that I had to go out, I would like really cherish them.
Yeah.
And here, when I came here, I'd had like a lot of free time. I could go out, like have fun, like all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And something that like I really like enjoyed, cause I got to like be a kid for a little bit longer. And also like since you talked about like being like an immigrant and stuff, my mom, I see my mom like she's like my role model. Like I see her like go to work every day, since like the morning to like the afternoon. Like it's like it hits you that because she didn't have the same opportunities that I have now. So I try to take advantage of that and don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. There's the appreciation again.
yeah.
Appreciating what we have and where we are. Even though it's different from where we come from.
Yeah.
Right? Thanks, Gabe.
Thank you.
Always love to talk to you.
Thank you guys for coming by and sharing with us, and happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
Happy Hispanic Heritage Month.
All right.
That was